So I'm back from the dead. Today I saw Raya and the Last Dragon. Theaters near my house are open, so I finally got the chance to see this. I know it's a few weeks old, but I'm still going to avoid spoilers in this review. And if you want to see cast and plot stuff and who directed, that stuff will be in the description below, as well as a link to the IMDb page so you can read about the movie and, see if you want to see it or whatever. But hopefully my review will, help you be like, oh yeah, I should go see that or not. I'm just gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna start with the positives. This does not need to be said. It's a Disney production, but man, the animation was beautiful. Their best yet. I mean, obviously each new movie of theirs, they just set the bar even higher. And the world Kumandra, this like reimagined Earth, was inspired by Southeastern Asian culture. And it is a beautiful world. All the different locations. There's like this desert land, and this like water land where like this like floating city, and it was just this very well built world. And honestly, I want to see more. Maybe not more of these characters in this story, but definitely more in this world, because I think there's a lot of potential in terms of telling stories in this world. Now, I'm sure there's a Disney Plus thing already in development, but we'll wait and see. Who knows? And I really liked the story. I thought it was a fine story. Nothing like groundbreaking new or anything, but it was an entertaining and fun story. And what carried that story, in my opinion, was definitely the characters, especially Raya and the villain Namaari. Their dynamic, like, basically carries the entire story. It's great. Like, they have a history together that is fleshed out and almost relatable. And it's great. It's good. It's really, really great. And I thought their dynamic was very compelling and interesting. Like, I was genuinely invested in both of their characters because they took the time to flesh it out in the first act. The action scenes between these two, so the action scenes are mainly focused on those two, but there's a couple like chase sequences throughout, and all the action was very well done. It actually surprised me. I had read that the action scenes were inspired by the John Wick movies, but I was like, this is a PG-rated Disney animation. There's no way it could be that great. It's not as good as an animated action as, let's say, Into the Spider-Verse or Kung Fu Panda, Incredibles 1 and 2, but man, the action scenes were very entertaining, and I was very invested in it, and it helped because, again, I liked Raya and Namaari. Their dynamic, their hero-villain dynamic was really strong. Yeah, there's some great hand-to-hand combat. There's a great sword duel at the end, or towards the end, and again, a couple chase sequences that were pretty entertaining. Unfortunately, that's kind of where my opinion kind of goes negative. The other characters were not as fleshed out as Raya and Namaari were, and unfortunately, all the side characters, I just didn't. They were entertaining for sure. Like, there's this little in the movie they called her a con baby, like this thief baby that was, and like her little like monkey thing friends. That was very entertaining. Benedict Wong's character, Tong, I believe his name was, again, entertaining and funny, but they weren't fleshed out enough to where I really cared. And Benedict Wong's character isn't introduced in the movie until about halfway through, so unfortunately he doesn't get that much plot relevance because he's just not in it enough. He served one purpose. He served a purpose when he was introduced, but then after that he's kind of pushed to the side, as well as as the other side characters. I'd say the most important side character was this kid who was the captain of the boat they were traveling on. But again, it's kind of more just he had a boat, they needed it, so they got him to sail them around. And Awkwafina's character, the dragon, Sisu was her name, I think. Yes, Sisu. She was fun. She was definitely fun. I thought, from the trailers, oh man, she's going to be annoying, and it's going to bog down the movie. And at first, I thought so. And when she was first introduced, I was like, okay, she's funny, and Awkwafina has great comedic timing. But this character, I feel like this ancient dragon shouldn't be, cracking jokes about school projects, But as the movie went on and her character developed, I actually started to like her a bit more. And the jokes kind of fell to the wayside as the movie went on. The story progressed. And I liked her by the end. She wasn't my favorite character, but I did like her. But like I said, the rest of the side characters just weren't fleshed out enough for me to really care, and they weren't given a whole lot to do once the third act came around. But all performances were really strong. Kelly Marie Tran is a standout here. I don't know why Lucasfilm threw her to the wayside for Rise of Skywalker. She was amazing. She was so good. I'll be honest, I personally didn't like Rose in The Last Jedi. But Kelly Marie Tran, she's a very likable actress, and she seems like a decent human being at the end of the day. And I'm really glad Disney gave her this chance. And man, she killed it. I really, really, really loved her in this movie. And I hope she's given more, not only voice acting performances, but just acting in general. I hope all kinds of studios be like, yo, Kelly, get over here. We love you. Get over here. She was excellent in the movie. Just easily the best performance. Awkwafina was really good too. The film, as any good movie should do, plants its seeds for its message and thematic ideas in the first act, and it does that. But then in the second act, it doesn't really do a whole lot with it. So when the third act comes around, the message of the movie just kind of shows up. It's just kind of planted there, and one character does something towards the end that felt really rushed and unrealistic. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the message is a strong one. It's a great message, I think, for kids and maybe even older kids like me to hear. And I think it does serve its purpose, and it's built up enough to where it's not so sudden. It's like, where did that come from? It's, like I said, the seeds for it are planted throughout the first two acts, so it's not so sudden. But to me, it felt, the culmination of that thematic idea felt rushed and very unrealistic and sudden. But again, that doesn't take away from the fact that it is a good message for younger audiences to hear, and I think that's what's important. And can I just say, I really, really liked the fact that this story was told in a more of a serious way. It wasn't a musical. I could totally see this movie being a musical, but the fact that it wasn't really worked for me. If it was a musical, I wouldn't mind. I really like musicals. So that's besides the point. But I really, really liked the fact that they decided, you know what, we don't need, if this story doesn't need to be a musical, then let's not make it a musical. Because you could argue that maybe not every Disney movie, but a lot of Disney movies could work without them being a musical. But this movie says we're not a musical, and that's okay. Just a little side note: James Newton Howard is back from the dead. Apparently, I haven't seen that guy's scores in a really long time, but he composed the score for this movie. and it was good. It wasn't like groundbreaking or really awesome, but it served its purpose. I thought it was good. He had this little heist theme going with that that con baby character. Whenever she was doing something important to the plot, there was this funny little like heist theme that played, and I thought that was great. And there was also some Asian culture inspiration in the music as well, as just not just the world, and it was also in the music, and I really liked his score. So overall, while I think Raya and the Last Dragon had some problems with like one-dimensional characters and its thematic idea feeling rushed towards the end, I really liked it, and I highly recommend seeing it, whether that's in a theater, if theaters are open near you, which luckily they are for me, but I know some places don't have theaters open right now, and that's okay. I highly recommend maybe getting some friends, maybe your family together, and rent it on Disney Plus for that Premier Access model. It's a great, fun time. I think young kids are going to really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm an older kid. I saw it with my mom. She really liked it. I highly recommend it, and I don't mean to copy like Chris Stuckman or anything, or anyone else who does letter grades, but it is an easy scoring system because I don't really like point systems or stars. So I'm going to give Raya and the Last Dragon a B. Thank you guys for watching my first movie review in a really long time. Unfortunately, I can't find the old ones I used to do a couple years back. I think they got lost to time, corrupt. I don't know what happened to them. They're gone. I'll try and find them. If I can, I'll re-upload them and as like legacy content. But I'm also working on a big old giant huge review of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I'm currently writing the script for that. This was unscripted. I have notes, but like traditional movie reviews like these are going to be unscripted and kind of just me talking to the camera. But yeah, this big Justice League review is scripted, and it's gonna be a huge project, and I'm very excited to work on that and get that out to you guys. I'm also seeing Chaos Walking in a few days, so I'll get that review out to you sometime early next week, if not on Sunday when I see the film. So again, look out for those projects and other movie reviews, and if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Make the algorithm happy, or whatever. So yeah, I'm Nate Rouse, and this has been the first of many, hopefully, movie reviews, and I will see you guys later.